California has voted to legalize marijuana. Yes, so with the success of Proposition 64, nearly 40 million more people will soon be living in a state that has decided to tax and regulate marijuana, like alcohol, rather than treat it like a criminal enterprise. So a little bit more about what this measure means for you if you're interested in consuming legal marijuana. California's measure allows adults 21 and older to possess up to 1 ounce of marijuana and grow up to 6 plants at home. It will also allow state licensed retailers to sell weed to adults. And this is supposed to be really good for California's economy. In fact, fiscal analysts in the state predict that the measure will also save the state's criminal justice system as much as $100 million annually and almost $1 billion annually in state and local revenue once the system is fully implemented. So we're going to have to see how this works out, but people are feeling pretty positive about it. But we still have a ways to go federally and nationally. Still, the federal government continues to ban cannabis, classifying it as a Schedule 1 as of the most dangerous drugs alongside heroin and LSD. So as someone who does consume marijuana, this was something that I think I expected. I think that this is good. I think that most people in the state do consume marijuana in a way that is reasonable. I'm not concerned about some of the I guess the fear-mongering that we've seen from opponents of the proposition, but it'll be interesting to see what this does for the California economy. Jen, were you excited about this news? I don't know if we've ever talked about weed before. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
Oh, I know. I'm a wilting flower here. I'm a wilting
just
bud,
I know you're just so shy. I just don't want to put you on the spot.
Okay. Oh, no. I can't. We're on air, Grace. I can't believe you did
But
that.
what do you think about it? Were you surprised that it was passed? I wasn't surprised at all, and I am in favor of this proposition.
Okay, so let me explain all the ways that I'm in favor of this and why it's so obvious. But I'm also going to tell you about how we live in this crazy world where things that are obvious to us are not so obvious to other people and how slow they are. So, number one, I don't smoke marijuana that often, but when I do, it's edibles and it's awesome. So
it's delicious.
In this case, it's actually literally stay thirsty, my friends, because you will get thirsty. Okay, so I do it infrequently, but I fly high, and so I have a great reaction to it. But the reason I bring that up is because that's like my opinion, man. I want to do it. I thought we lived in a free country, and so is it any worse than alcohol? Of course not. We've proven 1,000 different ways. No one has ever died from a marijuana overdose. Ever. Alcohol overdoses kill people all the time, let alone drunk driving, etc. Now, everybody's body is different. I wouldn't drive if I'm high because it really...
You shouldn't.
Because it gives me... Some people are not affected at all. Some people are a little affected. I'm very affected, right? So you got to make your judgment calls and, of course, do things in moderation, yada, yada. But should we allow the people the freedom to choose what they want to consume? Of course! We let them smoke tobacco, which kills them, which gives them cancer. 2 out of 3 people get cancer if they smoke tobacco. I'm oversimplifying, but overall that's right. And we're like, oh, you want to kill yourself? Sure, go for it, right? Oh, you want to have a little bit of fun? Ooh, I don't know.
Well, forget about fun. I think this is an important decision because it will free up things like just research into cannabis as far as a healing agent. So, you know, a friend of mine uses hemp oil to relieve his back pain.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like, I always thought that was a bullshit excuse. Like,
no, I mean...
Oh, no, dude, man, I make
it was
pants out
actually,
of hemp. No, you don't, dude. You smoke weed.
No, it was actually an interesting decision for him as well because he's sober, and but hemp oil was really effective in relieving some of his pain. So you have to sort of reconcile: am I consuming? It's not, you know, recreational, but it's still a drug. I don't know.
No, I mean, it's medicinal.
It's medicinal. It's totally different. But I think that this will open up the discussion about research into the benefits of cannabis, and then also just recreationally what it looks like when it's regulated in the state of California. I think we've seen a lot of success in other states, but it'll be interesting to see how that's implemented in our state.
You know, I'm underplaying this. We should do this. Because we won. Okay? And I don't mean just in California. It's over, dude. The war on drugs is a debacle, and we won. So it's going to get legalized everywhere. It's no question it has caused prohibition, which causes gangs. The same thing as alcohol prohibition caused. It costs us so much money. When you think about all the money we spent imprisoning all these folks, let alone the lives that were ruined, let alone the violence that it created, it was madness. And we know Richard Nixon's henchman, Ehrlichman, said, yeah, we did it to target our political enemies. We did it to target the hippies and the blacks. That's why we created the war on drugs. Why do you think we did it, right? And so we know why it was created. Now, the maddening part. All this stuff is easy. Barack Obama still hasn't moved it off of Schedule I drug. What are you waiting for? And almost the entire country is already, 29 out of the 50 states have already legalized marijuana in one way or another. I know you love to, on issues that are progressive, you actually do like to lead from behind. And like on gay marriage, after everyone and their brother was in, after like the Pope's like, maybe it's kind of cool. You're like, oh yeah, gay marriage. Yeah, sure, right, whatever, right? Let's go up and at 'em. The whole country's already going in this direction. You're a politician. You follow along and take credit. Isn't that what politicians do? So yeah, Schedule I drug, like it's the most dangerous thing. You can't even do research on it. Dude, you're now a lame duck president. You got nothing to lose. Just move it off of Schedule I already.
Yeah.
You could just do it.
Well, and to that effect, Cenk, he actually says, quote, you now have a fifth of the country that's operating under one set of laws and 4/5 in another. So it seems like he is recognizing sort of the precarious position that we are now in as more states are legalizing marijuana, and federally it's still not being recognized.
And I think maybe in his 4th or 5th term, he might do something about it.
We'll just have to see.
Yeah, just grow a pair already. Jesus Christ. Can you listen to the same old corporate media?
Can't do it.
Now, I hear you, brother. Become part of the independent media. Join us. tytnetwork.com/join.